Yeah.
Where are your sunnies?
Love this glare. Love this like heavenly glow.
Okay, we could turn off that light.
Well, okay. Michaela and I are going to start something exciting. So if you're watching this, you're probably okay. You are familiar with our YouTube channel, obviously, because this is a YouTube exclusive pre-show. And if you're not subscribed already, please subscribe. But exclusively, we're gonna start doing live reactions to popular music or popular films and television, and maybe like music videos or something. We'll see where it goes, but we are going to start doing that here on our YouTube channel. So I'm excited about it. Our first one that we're gonna do is Fear Street, since those films are really big right now and literally my favorite thing ever. So yeah, we're gonna be filming that reaction soon and posting it on our channel. So that's exciting because I love watching movies with Michaela, and like whenever we do, we're always like, we should be recording this because our commentary is always just funny.
Yeah.
Get excited about that. Also, The Bachelor is down to the final 4. King Michael has fallen. Rest in peace, LYLAS. But now Michael A, our front runner, is Greg, right?
Yes.
I mean, for me, yours is also Greg.
Yeah.
Love that man.
No, like this way. That's why I scooted like out of the frame. So then that way, if we move this, then see the weird cast goes away. But then it's not so dark. Because otherwise I was thinking like on TikTok, that's going to look like
weird, yeah.
Bad. Yeah, Bachelor, whatever. I'm kind of ready for it to be done. I've been watching a lot of the Olympics though. And that's been fun because I think the Olympics are very enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, I have not been keeping up really at all. Just know the whole marijuana situation is so dumb. Like with Sha'Carri, and then the women's soccer team is like open about their use of CBD and marijuana and stuff for like, it's just stupid.
It's weed
and racist.
Pick something else to be mad about.
Like, weed is not a performance enhancer.
No.
And that's what Sha'Carri's drug test was for, so really don't understand why. Fucking whatever.
And I don't know if you saw today that Simone Biles she pulled herself after the vault. And the team all around, so they medaled silver behind Russia, which then I saw some people online today being like, we've lost our touch, like US gymnastics, what are you going to do about this? And it's like, do you not understand that like that mindset of like, we have to always be gold and like all of our gymnasts have to be perfect, that all enabled Larry Nassar and the Carolis and all of these horrible abusive coaches and this whole abusive system for gymnastics. So why don't you pipe the fuck down? Mm-hmm. Our team got silver. They're literal children. Like, some of these girls are teenagers. I mean, I get it, Simone Biles is our age, she's 24, but she is still so young. She has so much fucking pressure on herself. She has said openly that one of the only reasons why she hasn't retired yet is because she wants to put pressure on the US gymnastics and like the Olympic committee to do something about Larry Nassar's abuse, because she's the only one left kind of like in the public spotlight left that hasn't retired yet, that was one of his victims. So literally fuck off. Let her, she's still the greatest. Like, she's still amazing. Everyone has off days. She's prioritizing her mental health, and y'all can sit the fuck down. She already has so many medals, and she doesn't have to prove anything to anyone. She's still gonna go down as the greatest gymnast ever. Yeah. So
stop fucking hating, period. Like, so over it. It's not like you can even do a fucking cartwheel. You're probably like a fat ass old man eating KFC while watching her, and you feel compelled to say something for what? For why? How many fucking tricks are named after her? Yeah. Because she literally just like reinvents the game every other day.
And that it's a system that has purposely underscored her because she is that much better than everyone, that they're like, we're gonna put a lower start value on your tricks because they'll encourage other gymnasts to try them and they'll get hurt. And it's like, that's not her fucking problem that she can do things that other people can't.
Right.
Like, just...
Also, cool it on the nationalism. Like, other teams are allowed to be good too.
Yeah, we don't have to be.
We don't have to win every time.
Yeah. Anyways, gymnastics is my favorite summer sport. Along with, I really like watching swimming. I like watching the diving. I think diving's super cool because I'm like, have you ever belly flopped from the top of one of those podiums? I would like to know that because that would be so painful.
Like, from when you first started training.
Like, oh, I can't even imagine that. Like, that's fun to watch. I love soccer. I don't like it.
Have you been watching any of that?
No, because I truly couldn't care less.
Yeah, but this is like the first year, right?
I think so.
I think it's really neat. There's like 13-year-olds.
Yeah, I think like all the power to them, go them. It's just not necessarily like my thing that I like seek out, but I have seen like highlights from it.
Yeah, same. I haven't watched it.
Have you seen the comparison of the women's triathlon finishers versus the men?
Yeah, where they're all collapsing and shit.
And all the women are like hugging and chatting.
Yeah. Ugh.
Superiority. I haven't been watching a lot like fictional stuff. I've been watching all Olympic things and documentaries about the Olympics.
Cool. I didn't know you were so into them until you told me about your book idea the other day.
I do. I have a great book idea for an Olympic. I'm not going to talk about it on here, but
keep it on lock.
Anyways, I do have an idea on that. I added that to my running list.
Cool. All right. Well, we can get into the episode. Stick around, y'all. Hope you enjoy us talking about Twilight again. LYLAS. Buckle up.
Because it's going to be a long ride.
It's going to be a wild ride.
No one cares, but we're going to tell you anyways. This is Popcorn Chats.
Okay, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Popcorn Chats. I'm Katie.
And I'm MICHAE.
This week, we are covering something that we've already covered in the past. However, it's been a long periodically time since we did cover these films.
It was in our earlier episodes.
Yeah,
it was in our first few months of the pod.
Very early on, very amateur hour. And we've said that we need to cover these again because
I still think eventually we could do a movie by movie breakdown because there's enough content in each one to talk about it. What?
That's a bold statement. There's not that much content in the last film.
There's enough that we could fill a solid 45 minutes. I think you're underestimating my ability to chat. But also, I mean, so if you've already listened to our first Twilight episode, granted, it has been 2 years since I've listened to that.
It's so quiet. The audio is like so low.
Well, that was with our old microphones.
Yeah, old microphones, editing on GarageBand. Honey, we have risen. But I'm 99% sure in that one, we tried to be a little more serious, tried to make a few like more cinematic points, trying to really talk about the film like itself and the creation of it. Don't expect that from this episode. Yeah, no. I think if you've been listening recently, you know the vibe of Popcorn Chats now. This is like an own era within an era. Like Popcorn Chats itself is an era, and Michaela and I's lives and friendships, and probably your lives as well, being fans. That was so dumb. And then this new era of the pod, post breakup for me, and then just like continuation of your fucking issues. I love that you get to be like, it's only the past few months for me, but you've just been on a downward spiral. No, you haven't. You haven't, Michaela. That's not true. We've talked about this. Well, I don't know how much we've talked about this, but Michaela is a big energy person. She really, really feeds off of energy to the point where if I'm high, Michaela is high. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. She literally is like off her ass, not having consumed any marijuana whatsoever. Yeah, I think since my life events have been occurring, you've just kind of been like, I've been on the same page with you. Yeah, and I've needed that a lot, like somebody to just kind of like match the energy and just be down for whatever the day is. Like some days I'm like, I'm blacking out, and then rarely I'm like, I'm good. Yeah. Anyways, that's a tangent. But we're going to be covering Twilight with this new energy that we kind of have going on with the sunnies, the hats. Well, I have a hat. The vibes. But yeah, they're back on Netflix. Everybody's losing their fucking minds. I think we're all mentally unstable because they're all they're 1 through 5 in the US on Netflix. All the girlies are going through it, and we've been new. I mean, we've all just been through a panoramic that's heading towards a resurgence. Can I pause for one moment? I'm just making this announcement right now. Harry Styles, if you're listening, know that if you cancel your tour this fall, that will be my 13th reason.
I'm just saying. That is my pride and joy right now, is to know that we are going to be seeing him in a few months. And if that doesn't happen, I don't. Not even the kitties can do anything about it.
Yeah, if you guys are subscribed to my YouTube channel, or our YouTube channel, wow, that was really fucked up of me to say. I'm so fucking sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
If you guys are subscribed to our YouTube channel, Popcorn Chats on YouTube, you might have seen our Harry Styles impromptu concert that we had for ourselves back when he canceled the first time when we were supposed to see him last summer, and we had our redemption moment. We got Harry Styles tickets for a reasonable price. Michaela's parents have generously provided us with a place to stay in Milwaukee when we go see him. All the stars are aligning, and literally, like, if you're not vaccinated and you get Harry Styles fucking canceled for me, you are absolutely dead to me. Don't even tell me that you're not vaccinated, because you will be catching these hands.
If you're not vaccinated, please click off of the pod.
Yeah, literally,
I don't
go
want
on
you
your
listening.
fucking money. Don't want your listens.
No. I don't want you anywhere near the energy of this pod, because you're just a fucking idiot.
Toxic. So. But please do get vaccinated if you're on the fence. This is your sign. Because we will end it all if we don't get to see Harry Styles. There is very few things that Michaela and I are living for at this point.
Very few.
Just being completely transparent.
And the fear of needles, aka one of my relatives' reasons for not getting vaccinated.
Not valid.
Buck up.
Not fucking valid.
No. Babies get shots.
Everybody who's gotten vaccinated has been fine. Like, the whole 28 days later disaster scenario is clearly not a thing. So
Katie and I got the Johnson & Johnson, like, right when they found the blood clots. So
yeah, if you're worried about blood clots, then you shouldn't be on birth control or fucking blood thinners. Anyways, yeah, we're talking about Twilight again because they're back on the flicks. And check-in. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
After just being like, I will fucking kill myself if I can't see Harry Styles in November.
I'm doing really
well.
Well, because he hasn't canceled yet.
Yeah, no, I
even put the PTO on my calendar at work. So if you really don't.
Me too, baby. Me fucking too. Same for Spring Awakening.
Me too. I can't wait. I ordered those lightning pants.
Did you really? Wait, the blue ones?
Yeah.
Or
the blue. I thought that really the blue looked, because I'm like, at least then if I wear a blue shirt with it, then it like really goes, where I thought like if I wear one or the other, then like from some angles it might look like it doesn't match. So I got the all blue one.
I see. Okay. Oh, are you going to wear a blue top, you said?
I don't know. I figured start with the pants, because I want to get, so I got those pants, and then I want to get like neon green pants, like windbreaker type pants again. And then I'm going to wear like tanks or like a crop top and then a jacket.
Perfect.
Both days, because then I can take that off, but then also because at night it's going to be chilly.
Yep.
And put that on. I also have my outfit for Harry Styles planned too. I showed you that last night.
Yep, and it's solid.
I can't wait.
I think I need to get a tattoo before we go to at least Harry.
Should we go and get them?
Yeah.
Because I want to get a book. And I've wanted to get Excelsior for years.
Dude, I literally have $8 in my bank account.
Okay. Then maybe we wait a little bit. And actually, my paycheck that I get paid this Friday or next Friday with is all going towards rent. So
yeah, and I am also $5,000 in debt. Yeah, but I do really want to continue with your check-in.
I don't really have much to check in about. Literally all I've been doing lately has been watching the Olympics, and I totally feel that TikTok sound of being like, get up, cocksuckers, time to salute the flag.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I feel watching the Olympics every other day of my life. No, thank you. So I'm having fun watching that. And yeah, I've been planning my outfits for Harry Styles and Spring Awakening, which is fun. And just like, I'm just trying to be positive, looking forward to the things I have coming up this fall. But it is getting kind of nerve-wracking, like watching the news and just seeing this Delta variant and seeing that, because I swear if we go into like another full-blown lockdown, like
if we do, Michaela, like, can I come here?
Yes. I was honestly,
can we lock down
I was
together?
for real gonna honestly ask you if you want to do that, if we went into lockdown, if you would just want to like basically move in here during that.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, that's gonna have to.
So yeah,
I can't.
I've been talking with one of my Disney friends again, and she recently got accepted to UW-Madison.
Oh, nice. For
And-
grad school?
Yeah,
Wow.
and so she's doing online this fall, but she's gonna move here during the spring semester, pending
Awesome.
COVID. So that's really exciting. I'm very excited.
That is very exciting. Congrats, girly. What's she going to grad school for?
Something with English.
Oh.
So
Cute.
a vibe. One of
Very
my
cool.
roommates from then. So yeah. Anyways, fun times.
Totally.
We're just vibing, making it through. Also, I read the best Mafia book the other day, and it really got me in a good mood.
Did you read it in one day?
I read it in 2 because I've been a little busy, and it was like a 450-page book. So I read it in 2, but it was amazing. The Mafia man was a simp and a killer, which is all I really want. So, and a fictional book. So anyway, Katie, you have probably a lot to check in about.
Yeah, sort of. Since our last pod, I have been to Los Angeles and back. Michaela and I haven't been apart for that long
In a
in
long
a
time.
while. I can't say I'm happy to be back, aside from the fact that I get to hang with Michaela again. I had a splendid time seeing the book club fam and my cousin Dan and Shelby, who has been on the pod, Andrew, who has been on the pod, got to meet in person for the first time, and Jordan, our biggest fan. Shout out if you're listening, LYLAS. After meeting her, my crush has only grown stronger. And
Are you gonna leave that in?
we'll fucking see. I don't know. Yeah, I had a great time, and now all I want to do is work really hard and save a bunch of money and move out there, because I truly, this is about to get deep, but like in my life, I have just always felt like I don't belong anywhere. You know, I just have never really felt like I fit, even though recently I've been like feeling very sad at times. I have never felt like more relieved and like myself. And then being in LA, like I literally felt like I was taking a breath of air for the first time, feeling like there is somewhere on this planet that I belong. I don't know, multiple people that I vibe with, like here in the Midwest. Obviously I have a lot of friends and I love you all if you're listening. No tea, no shade, but like I've just always felt like a fucking weirdo. Like it's hard for me to explain, but really you and like a handful of other people I can be like genuinely like free around, but then just being in LA I just felt so like comforted and relieved that there's like a place on this planet that I feel like I belong. And just finding myself now too, like personally, and being more free to be myself. It's just, like I said, even though I'm really sad a lot of the time, like I haven't been happier ever, which is hard and confusing to explain, but like I don't know, if you're in a confusing spot, same. And it's okay to be sad, but as long as you're like living your truth. LYLAS, you know?
Put that on a fucking t-shirt.
As long as you're living your truth, LYLAS.
LYLAS.
Everybody in LA was like, well, I said LYLAS a lot. And then people were like, what the fuck is that? And they kept saying it wrong. They were like, LYLAS. I was like,
No.
is that what I said?
No.
No, that's not what I said. Love ya like a sister. How does nobody know what the fuck that is?
They didn't even know what that stood for?
No one knows what LYLAS means. And every time I would say it, everybody would be like, what the fuck is this bitch on? And then Jordan's just in the bag like, LYLAS.
I love that. Did you go to elementary school?
Maybe it was a Midwestern thing. I don't know. Maybe, here's what I bet it was. The Midwest. Well, I guess Jordan and Andrew are from the Midwest.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And
Isn't
same
Dan,
with Bradley.
Isn't Dan from like the Midwest?
He's from the East Coast.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was just because like people were so homophobic that they didn't want to say love ya. They had to be like a sister.
It's just lass.
Like a sister? Wait, what?
Oh. I thought you meant that like the last part of the abbreviation, like the last.
Yeah, I think people add that because they're scared to be like, love ya. Maybe, I mean, that could have been my like internalized homophobia when we're literally 8, but.
Although you and I don't say like love you.
Oh, hell
we
no.
say LYLAS.
Oh my
But we
god.
also
I
don't,
don't
like,
even
hug.
say love you to my parents anymore. I say LYLAS.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like very bad with that. Like my sister, I couldn't even sleep in the same bed with her.
Oh my god.
I had to stay with her when I flew back into Milwaukee. And she's like, do you want to sleep in the bed? I'm like, absolutely not. Like,
Actually,
I just have problems with that. But then when I'm like with somebody romantically, I'm like
yes. Because I don't like
Maybe.
physical touch. Like, I've always been like an anti-physical touch person. Like, I don't like being hugged. I don't really like close body contact. But then the second I'm like in a romantic situation with someone, then
It's
I'm
like,
like,
if
I just
you-
want you to touch me.
if you aren't touching me at all times,
I think you're mad at me.
I think that we're like breaking up
Yeah.
and you don't like me anymore.
Yeah. I'm like a hand on the thigh while driving. Like, I need some
It's
sort of
gotta
contact.
be there constantly.
Yeah.
Like you taking your hand off me is a personal attack.
Yep.
If we're in a relationship.
Yep.
Yeah,
Katie and I have
there's
issues.
gotta be some fucked up shit behind that, but that's not what this podcast is about. Yeah, I don't think I have much more to check in about, but I will be in Los Angeles one way or another very soon.
LYLAS. Also, I forgot my brother got married. I don't think.
Yeah,
we
what
touched
the-
base with that.
You and I haven't even talked about that. He's a married man
Yeah,
now.
he
with
has a ring and
child.
everything.
That
yeah,
is so
very
crazy.
official. It
I
was
can't
really
believe
cute.
that.
It was a really good wedding.
Was it?
He cried when Christina
Did he?
came down
Oh,
the aisle.
good.
She looked like a literal Barbie. She looked so pretty.
Yeah.
She had her hair where it was like, like kind of slicked back right here and then kind of like down, but in like waves, but kind of like poofed a little bit. I'll have to find some pictures and show you. She looked so pretty.
I bet she was stunning. She's
Yeah.
so like tall,
I know.
supermodel.
Yeah, she literally looked like a Barbie. It was great. It was a fun night, open bar, which I appreciated, and the bartender was a heavy pour.
Yeah.
So that was a vibe.
Good.
But yeah, Elliot was cute.
Did he bring the rings down?
No,
Good.
no, and he didn't even sit in the ceremony. The pastor's wife took him out because, so as soon as Christina, he was getting hot and it was like during his nap time. And to be granted, like it was hot. The church is like an old church, it didn't have air conditioning in it. And Elliot's in like a little suit. So of course he's getting kind of toasty and he just didn't want to sit down on a lap. And as soon as Christina came down the aisle, he wanted to stand up. And we're like, okay, if he wants to stand up there, that's fine. And then he wanted them to pick him up. So the pastor's wife took him out. So that way, like, we could all still watch and enjoy, and he was taken care of.
Yeah.
And there was a park across the street from the church, so he could play there.
Nice.
Anyways, yeah, that was good. I just forgot that has happened since we last recorded.
I was thinking about that today. I was like, I've been across the country and back, and Evan has just gotten fucking married. Like,
I know.
jeez.
Crazy. Shall we get into the
pod
episode? So, Katie and I didn't rewatch these for this. Because
okay, that's not entirely true. I
okay.
recently watched, when I was in LA, I watched Twilight and New Moon.
Okay. I have not rewatched either. I just rewatched Dylan is in Trouble's commentary on YouTube of them. Because I feel like then I kind of get a good gist. I kind of get a few reminders in my head of things. And I've seen these movies, I think, enough time to have a recollection of. And when I feel like watching them, I'm in a very specific mood. Mm-hmm. And I just have not been in the mood to watch. Like, I was not in the mood as soon as we decided that we were doing this. I never once felt like I feel like watching Twilight. And so then I wasn't going to make myself do it.
Yeah.
But Katie doesn't even have any notes. I only have like some bare-boned notes. So I'm just going to, do you just want to kind of go movie by movie quick? And then we'll have general discussion or however the flow takes us. We don't have a rigid structure for this ever.
Oh, no, definitely not. I just want to say that like the circumstances in which Twilight came to be are just kind of like strange.
What do you mean?
She had a dream, Stephanie, and then she wrote at like a crazy pace. And then she sent out query letters, accepted the first agent to respond to her back without waiting for the other agents. And then that agent sent it to publishers and like they just randomly picked it up and like signed her a 3-book deal after Twilight. I don't know. It's just wild.
I'm always interested to hear how people get inspired to write the things that they do and like come up with the stories that they do. Mm-hmm. So that's interesting that this came to her in a dream.
Yeah. I guess I don't really have like a solid point with that, but I just thought it should be noted that the circumstances in which like these came to be were somewhat exceptional. I don't know the whole story, but I saw TikTok about
TikTok.
that. a TikTok about that recently that it was like kind of extraordinary circumstances that brought these books and films to fruition.
Well, and I feel like Twilight just in and of itself was such a phenomenon, and obviously people are still watching and loving these movies to this day. And Stephanie Meyer just released Midnight Sun, was it last year maybe? Which was like Edward's point of view. So it's like she's still releasing books. It was still like a bestseller. I think she's writing a Jacob and Renesmee book, which like
kill me.
I don't know who wants that. But
no one's asking for that.
I guess she's writing that apparently. And it's just still so popular, which is kind of mind-blowing, honestly. So, I mean, you can hate on it all you want, but it is so successful. And it spawned 50 Shades of Grey. And this is like a much smaller, it's an indie author, but I really like her. QB Tyler, her Bittersweet Surrender duet is also, like, in her mind, she started those as Edward and Bella, like a fanfic. And then she changed it before she published it and made, like, own characters. But that was, like, her inspiration. And that was her first ever duet. And now she has a bunch of books, too. So it's, like, this whole world has spawned a lot.
I just, really don't know what to say. Here's what I will say. The first movie is good.
I like the first one a lot.
You know,
it's a comfort movie.
It has its flaws, but the potential was there.
Yeah.
Rob Pattinson and Kristen Stewart are good actors.
And their chemistry is good.
Yes. And I really don't have anything else to say about that. Like, in our first episode where we talked about Twilight, I went to the fucking mat for Kristen Stewart on that one. Because I don't think she deserves all the hate that she gets. The fact that she still gets hate to this day for those films is really unjustified. She played the character how it was written, and her career skyrocketed from those films.
She's by far the most successful one out of those films.
Yeah, her and Rob are both doing, like, very well. So I just really don't want to hear any Kristen Stewart slander ever, because it's sexist and homophobic.
Facts. I have no comment.
And her running in New Moon, I've talked about it already like 3 times today, but her running in New Moon with her shirt unbuttoned a little bit.
It did something for you.
Yeah.
But it did something, I think, for all of us, even.
That green shirt, I think that's why, like, that's my favorite color to wear.
And it looks so good on her. And with her hair color, her skin tone, it's a good color on her.
I just want somebody to run after me like that.
I want that part where she tackles him.
Oh, like pushes him in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hot. And then the aftermath of that, also hot.
Yeah.
I want a man who's so distressed over me that, I mean, I don't, but I kind of do. I love a dramatic moment. And it definitely delivers. See, that's what I'm saying. I see the dramatic moments in my head. And that is like a moment that I would visualize in my head and be like, okay, how do I have to build a story to get to that moment? Like, that's how I feel with this Olympic book. I'm like, how do I build a story to get to that scene?
Yeah, I wonder if that was kind of Stephanie Meyer's process, but then she just botched the whole getting there.
Yeah, because it's garbage. We'll get to that when we talk about New Moon, but I think that movie's garbage. Okay, Twilight. Just, these have no order, no sort of coherence to them, but are there different brands of heroin? Because he says you're like my own personal brand of heroin, and I'm just curious, like, is that a thing? Are there different brands?
Well, there's like black tar heroin, pure heroin. Fuck, I don't know. I'm not learned in that subject.
So anyways, I just thought that was an interesting word. I don't know. It was an interesting choice. Also, I would fall for his toxic shit.
I think you're not alone in that, because clearly this set up everybody for like their mental health issues now. I would blame 90% of the toxic relationships of our generation on Twilight, 50 Shades, like all this shit that just preconditioned us to be like, oh, all he wants to do is, he's literally like, all I can think about is killing you, just laying it out there for you. And she's like, I don't care. I want to fucking die.
Because he literally says, I'm a killer. And she's like, I don't believe you.
Yeah. And how they're all like, yeah, we're damned. We're going to hell. And she's like, you couldn't be damned, Carlisle. It's like, bitch, you know these people for 2 months. And you're like ready to end it all for them.
I mean,
I don't know.
So I will say this. When I'm saying that I'll fall, like, in real life, I recognize that that's a red flag. In this, blow right past it. The car scene, when he gets out of the car with his shades and they're walking into school.
Yes.
Is that not Like, does that not do something to you?
It does.
Because it does something to me.
And, like, the tension with his family looking at them and then all the school kids who think Edward's weird.
How do you look at him and say that he's the weirdo?
Right, that's so stupid.
All of them.
You can't just throw Bella into this new school and have everybody, like her.
No.
All of a sudden. You know, she has no personality.
Mm-mm.
And every guy somehow wants
to jump her bones.
I
think she's a classic example of like that early 2000s heroine that we got a lot of, where it's like every guy just loves her for no reason and she doesn't really have much of a personality. Maybe book Bella does have more, but movie Bella, sorry.
No, she doesn't. I mean,
Kristen Stewart does a lot for her.
Oh!
But the character itself is kind of bland.
The character has nothing going for it. She goes from wanting to die to just like being so in love with this man/creature who wants to kill her. Like, she's suicidal, period, right?
Yeah.
Like, we've all come to terms with this now.
Yes. But, like, I don't fault her.
Oh, hell no. I would not want to be living in Forks with Charlie's a daddy, but, like, if he was
your
my dad,
actual dad, yeah. Like, I'd like for him to be, like, your dad, so then I could, like, come over to your house.
Yeah.
And, like, hang out with Charlie.
Yeah. Sorry, this is jumping ahead in Twilight, but like that scene where she has to be like, I'm gonna be stuck here like mom. Fuck you, Bella, for that. Literally, fuck you for that. I'll never forgive you for breaking my man's heart like that.
My chest, like, physically constricts whenever that scene comes on.
Talk about a good actor right there. He has me believing that he loves this girl.
Yeah.
I love that actor's performance.
It's so good.
He is great in every single movie, and it gets more and more insane. Obviously, he has to meet his granddaughter who's like already 3 after just being born, and he delivers. He's like, oh wow, like he delivers a believable performance.
Yeah.
Charlie has to go through some shit. Like, even though you're a detached father who hasn't, like, been present in your daughter's life for decades, or at least a decade, like, I'm pretty sure most men would be like, your child is 3, and you just had her. You're acting strange. Your friend is taking his clothes off and turning into a werewolf. What the fuck is going on here? Yeah. But he delivers. Charlie just always keeps that consistency of like the dad in the flannel.
He's a very like warm presence on screen, you know.
He is. And when Waylon dies in Twilight, and he's just like known him for 15 years.
I know.
He's so cute.
He's such a stand-up dude.
I love him so much.
Charlie deserves love, and that love should be me. Also, he does rock a mustache. I feel like mustaches have really made a comeback, and there are too many men now who think they look good with them when they don't. But Charlie can rock a mustache.
Yeah.
Also, the other car scene that I like is when he turns into Vin Diesel from The Fast and the Furious and whips around in that parking lot.
Yeah.
That's a vibe, too. I love it when he just comes up. His stare is so powerful that it makes, like, 4 men cower.
Yeah. What's going on with that? Does he just have, like...
I think it's his energy.
I mean, if it were me, this scrawny, pale-ass little man, I'd be like, fuck with me, dude.
If he came whipping up like that, though, and then is in your face, like... You wouldn't, like, be a little, like...
If I were, like...
You might be on drugs.
In a group of 4 other guys, I'd be like, we can take this loser.
I think I would be so, like... Because it's, like, you know, brawn is one thing, but, like, crazy, you can't really... Like,
I mean, it's a good thing they didn't fuck with him because he would have, like, killed them, obviously. Yeah. But, like, just from looks.
Although, if they would have done any research into vampires, they would have known they could have just karate chopped his head off because apparently they just pop off so easily, so...
Well, only certain vampires. Because, like, Edward almost gets his head snapped in the second one.
Yeah, they all, like, almost get their heads. And then when they take them off, sometimes they make it look so easy.
Yeah.
Like, if the chiropractor was cracking your neck, it would just
Yeah, they better avoid that shit.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, like, rules about vampires that I don't understand.
Well, and I think Stephenie Meyer got a lot of heat for kind of, like, throwing all vampire lore out the window in this and kind of made them her own thing, which I'm not mad about. Like, take it and spin it your own way, however you want it. Like, vampires are literally a fictional thing, so why can't she make them sparkle if she wants to?
Yeah. No, I get that, but, like, how does your dick get hard?
Since
how can blood? Yeah, like, if you're dead, how can you procreate?
Well, they don't.
He does! There had to be, like, something.
Wait, so whose shit stops then all the women? Oh, because they don't have their period every month.
Do you shit or pee? And is that pee and poo
well,
just
oh my god, because they
blood?
don't eat. So they probably don't ever have to shit.
Right, but where does the blood go?
So I have a lot of...
And
Actually,
also, okay, well, I'll get to that when you ask your question later, but yeah, there's just, like, a lot of ins and outs that I don't understand.
Yeah.
Because the whole reason why you're able to, like, put a dick inside somebody is because blood, like, flows into it, but you're fucking dead. Like
they don't have any blood. Oh my god, I wonder if she's
magical?
answered that, because I know she did answer the question of what Edward did when Bella was on her period, like if that made him, like, more
Ew.
hungry. I know she did answer that at one point for someone, but I would rather know how Edward gets a boner.
Yeah, and so he has working semen. I have a lot of questions.
Stephanie, come on the pod.
Yeah,
Anyways. That was all. And once again, the baseball scene is cinematic mastery, but I'm pretty sure we talked about that in the first one.
Oh,
and I
yeah.
don't really feel the need to reiterate anything except just that scene is so great.
I think everybody knows too, like,
that it's a great scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when the bad guys come out of the woods and they're on that, like, airport conveyor belt shit, so masterfully done.
And they look
they're
so
in slow
cool.
motion, but they're walking fast.
Yeah.
Sick as hell. Great direction. Great choice.
What a squad, honestly.
Yeah, I'm sad that they don't, like, last throughout the movies.
Yeah.
Like, that squad, I wish James would maybe have, like, an arc and join them at some point. Like, I wish he would...
Like, he would have survived.
Yeah.
New Moon, I only have 3 notes. It's trash. The only good part is the ending, and Jacob sucks. I hate this one. This is my least favorite one out of them all. I never, ever rewatch it whenever I do rewatches.
Yeah, I agree that it's bad because Jacob is quite literally the worst. Having gone through, like, a high school breakup, I feel like the drama in which Bella is just, like, having fucking night terrors because this man broke up with her and, like, just sitting in her room, like, that is a good scene
when it's
just going around.
I will give you that.
There's a possibility. I relate to that shit. Back in high school, like, I was a dramatic ass bitch that thought my world was fucking ending every time somebody broke up with me. And I can't even imagine if, like, your immortal boyfriend broke up with you. The fact that, like, you have this eternal love thing going on that you think is, like, so deep, and then he's like, I don't want you.
Yeah.
She's like, that changes things. And she's, like, ready to fucking die.
I just think, like, it's just such an unnecessary movie. Like, the whole reason why Edward leaves in the first place is so stupid. And then you built up throughout this whole first movie of being, like, building up this relationship between Bella and Edward and getting to know his family, and you're, like, invested. So then in the second movie, when you take that all away and then you slot in the side character that no one fucking liked and have him try to be the love interest. Back in the day,
everybody liked.
I was never.
Oh, I didn't either, but there was a huge fan base for Jacob, obviously.
I don't understand. One, we'll get into the love triangle thing. Let's, you know what, fuck it. We're there. Love triangles. Twilight and Hunger Games are the reason I hate that trope. To this day, like, still when I'm reading and looking for books, if I see love triangle listed as, like, one of the, you know, the hooks for the book, I don't want to fucking read it. Mm-hmm. I don't like it because it's not done well in either book series. It's not done well in this. It's not done well in Hunger Games because one of the options is so clearly not in the running and so clearly unlikable and uncompatible for the character. So I don't get it why we have to tiptoe back and forth of being like Edward Jacob, when it's clear that she's going to pick Edward.
And if she would have chosen Jacob, it would have been so weird.
Also, I just don't like Taylor Lautner. No shade, no tea to you, sir. I just think you're a bad actor.
Oh, I think that I will definitely throw tea and shade at you. I think you're garbage.
Oh, is he garbage?
Yeah, just he can't act for
okay. Because I was like, I'm not trying to, like, personally attack you. I'm just saying that you're a bad actor.
No, I am trying to personally attack you. Okay, so Shelby told me that the guy from Sky High, War and Peace, was supposed to play Jacob. And Jacob was almost recast after the first film.
He was, because he was too tiny.
And I would have really liked to see War and Peace, although I don't know if he's Native American or not. But I feel like Taylor Lautner is barely Native American.
Says that he's American. That's his name.
I'm not too American.
He's from Grand Rapids, Michigan. No, he's literally not.
He's just really tan.
Oh, has stated that he has, in quotes, distant Native American ancestry through his mother. Dutch, French, and German ancestry, and has stated that he has distant, in quotes, Native American ancestry through his mother.
Okay,
Taylor, it's just, you were a bad choice for this movie, and your acting is just bad. I mean, am I saying that I could do better? Actually, yes.
Dude, yeah, I could play Jacob way better than Taylor Lautner could, guaranteed.
It's just everything about him bugs me. So the fact that he's in, like, so much of this movie.
Oh, it's so funny to me, too, like, the dynamic between Edward and Jacob. Like, Jacob is just like, I fucking hate you. And Edward's like, I fucking hate me, too. It's just like, it makes Jacob look more pathetic.
Yeah.
He's just like, I'll fight you to the death. And Edward's like, please do.
And Edward's just like, dude, I'm literally not trying to do anything here.
And Jacob's like, I'm better for her than you are. And Edward's like, yeah, you are. But she still wants to suck my cold, icy dick, you fuckface. And I don't even want to have sex with her because I'm from the 1700s.
1800s.
Okay.
He had the Spanish flu, I think.
Okay, here's another thing that's really strange. Edward is the first one that Carlisle turned. So he's older than Esme, but Esme's like his mom.
And also, was Esme turned? Like,
second.
How do we know that she was? Does he say that in the movie, the order? What the fuck?
Yeah, and Edward's the youngest in the family, but, like, literally...
He's the oldest.
He's been around the longest. And also, at what point are you keeping this, like, family mom and dad dynamic? Like, where Carlisle and Esme are, like, telling the kids what to do, like, when Rosalie breaks that salad bowl.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Esme's like, clean that up. I'd be like, fuck you, you fucking bitch! What are you, 180? I'm 200? Like... Fuck, at this point, you're not my mom. We're both from the Middle Ages, ho. You can't tell me what to do.
Well, also, I think when your kids start fucking each other, that's too far gone.
That's the thing that you don't want to hide from people. Like, if you don't want people to talk, maybe don't be
fuck each other.
Fucking.
Or, like,
don't hold hands when you're walking in school. That's so fucking weird. I feel like if I'm Anna Kendrick or some, like, Joe Schmo at this high school, if I find out that these people are vampires, I'd be like, okay, but they're all fucking each other and they're adopted siblings.
And they don't make enough of a deal of that. At the beginning, when she's explaining at the lunch table, the Cullens, she very, like, slyly is like, yeah, they're all, like, together. And everyone just sits there. No one is like, and that's fucking weird. No one says it. It's just, like, an accepted fact of being, like, this family of teenagers all fuck each other.
It's like The Sims. Like a weird-ass fucking Sims family.
Yeah. Maybe if this was taking place in the South, but this is in fucking Washington.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know much about Washington, but...
It's just very fucking strange. Very fucking strange. The fact that people just accept that.
Well, and also, here's the other thing. When they're picking new people to turn, do they not get any input of being like, Dad, I don't want you to turn that one. Like, I don't want to fuck him, but him, I'm interested in. Can you turn him so that way he can be my brother and then I can just hook up with him for the rest of my life? Like, how convenient that it worked out that they all were able to couple up, except for Edward.
Like, that's the other thing, too. He was turned first, and then Carlisle just turns all these other people who just want to fuck each other. He's like, oh, hey, I want to fuck this lady, Esme, so she's gonna be your mom now. Like, what did this conversation look like? Okay, and then this is gonna be your brother and sister, but they're gonna fuck, and you're gonna have to hear it, because we're all gonna live in the same house. And you're gonna have to go to high school forever.
Yeah.
If that were me, I just simply wouldn't go to high school. Like, I wouldn't go to school.
And, like, you can't get some fake documents to say that you're 19 instead of, like, 18.
Or just don't go. If the truancy officer comes to your house, eat him. What the fuck is the logic? They're like, we have to blend in. But it's okay that we're all fucking and everybody knows that. Who is making these family decisions? Because
I think we would excel in vampire life.
Why?
Because we both had the very simple solution of being like, the truancy officer comes, eat him. You get into any trouble, eat them. Like, kill them.
Yeah, but you're supposed to, like, keep your existence secret. I feel like I would just party. Like, no ties.
Well, how do you get money, Carlisle?
Steal it.
Have a daddy
Eat
like
the bank
Carlisle.
people and steal the money.
Eat the bank.
Actually, I don't know, but I just
don't
feel
know.
like the Cullens are doing it wrong. That's all I know.
Yeah.
They've had so many years to, like, figure their shit out, and the fact that they're like, yeah, we're gonna settle in Washington, and our kids are just gonna perpetually go to high school.
And also
Why?
the fact that the paper cut really put Jasper over the edge. I'm like, so you've never been in school where someone in gym class has gotten, like, a scraped knee and, like, flipped the fuck out there?
Yeah, and that's what I was also confused about for a long time. So I guess Carlisle didn't turn Jasper.
They
Because he was a
found
fucking
him.
Confederate soldier.
Which I want to talk about when we get to that. Again, just they brush over important details. Like, their siblings are fucking each other. He's a Confederate soldier.
They've all probably, like, had very fucked up views at some point in their lives because they've been around for so long. And they probably were just, like, going with
the times.
the times. I feel like we need to stop trying to figure out the logistics.
Yeah, just
because
keep
it's just
rolling.
a never-ending fucking spiral.
Hold on, sorry. My mom texted me about bacon dip. We're just gonna click out of that text. Do you have any other comments about New Moon, or should we move on?
Just her running at the end. I
Yes.
will never stop talking about how much I love that.
Eclipse. So here's the thing with this movie. I know that I love it and that it's one of my favorites, but I can never tell you what it's about.
You said that in the
This-
first episode. I was listening back to that
I feel the
today.
same way now. Like, even when I was thinking about this before, when I was watching the recap video, I was like, I genuinely can't remember a single thing about Eclipse. But I know that I like it. But why does it not stick into my brain? I don't understand.
I just know that it goes, Twilight is like James and Victoria and Laurent. And the second one is the Volturi. And then it goes back to Victoria trying to get Edward and Bella.
And then back to the Volturi.
And then back to the Volturi. So interesting. And they also recast Victoria.
They did. Which the actress was, like, not happy about.
I don't know.
I don't blame her.
Yeah.
She finally gets, like, something exciting to do. And then they're like, yeah, you're not going to do that.
I also don't really remember it either. They're like the opening scene when Victoria turns that guy into her little henchman.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember them like camping and Jacob has to like snuggle Bella naked.
Yeah.
And Bella and Jacob kiss.
Which makes no sense. Jacob is such
That's
a
so
pick-me
fucked
girl.
too. Can you imagine fucking Renesmee in the future being like
You literally
having that
kissed her
talk
mom.
with your mom? Like
Disgusting.
that's so gross.
And he is the ultimate pick-me girl. Like, he even says when they're fighting right before that, he's like, fine, I'll just go and get killed. Emotional manipulation, you're trash. Did
Yeah.
he jump up on the counter? Sorry, I thought I just heard that, and I need to see if he's doing that. You little shit. That is a bad boy. He doesn't learn. That's like the fourth time he's done it today, and every single time he gets in trouble, and every single time he does it again. Homeboy is trying my patience. Okay, my only other note for this one was when Edward says, trying to be comforting to Bella, but saying, like, one day everyone you know will be dead.
Yeah.
Being a vampire would be the actual worst case scenario for me because you're always cold, you have to live forever, and everyone you care about will die. Which, I don't like being cold. I don't want to even live until I'm like 50, and I don't want to see everyone die that I care about. I want to be the first one out. So that just all sounds like a no. I'd be pissed as fuck if Carlisle turned me.
I like that about Edward's character, that he's just like not happy with his fate. And yeah, he's like, I never thanked you for this life. Like, it's an amazing life, which like, I don't know about that because you've been alive for like 200 years and you've been deeply depressed for several of them. And then you met a girl and then almost killed yourself. I don't think I'd want to be a vampire either.
No. And that one scene of them coming out of the water is cool.
That's good.
But other than that, no thanks. Breaking Dawn Part 1. Again, I feel like it got too glossed over that he's a Confederate soldier. What the fuck?
Wait, I thought that was in the third one because he has to like, Jasper has to help them prepare to fight the newborns.
Oh, is that? Okay, I couldn't remember which one it was. So, okay, sorry. Move that to Part 2. But anyways, thought still stands. Edward's hair at the wedding is not a vibe. He looks sweaty.
Does he?
He does. Because he looks really hot in these last two films, except I feel like at the wedding.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm trying to picture it.
What I want to talk about. The honeymoon. Do you remember the talk around the scene where Edward breaks
He
the
breaks
bed.
the bed, yeah.
That was like so highlighted.
And his ass is out too.
Yeah.
And everybody's just so up in arms about that.
Yeah.
Like, girl, just wait till fucking Shameless comes out on Netflix. Yikers. I also, back to the wedding, one scene I really like from Breaking Down Part 1 is the, whatever that song is, Flightless Bird, American Mouth.
Oh,
from
yes.
the first one.
Yes.
With the I love the cinematography there when the camera's spinning and it's at first with all their friends and family watching them, and then when it goes back around, it's just them kissing. Like, maneuvers like that, it's like this deep love does make sense because it's a lot of like telling us in this franchise how much they love each other, and it's not always like a visual representation, but maneuvers like that with the cinematography and the music, and it does so much for the storytelling, like this deep love that they have for each other. I don't know, I love that. I love that part. The callback to that song from the first film. It's so special.
It is. It is, though. On the honeymoon, also, can we please, this is my PSA, can we please cut out throwing up in any movie whatsoever? I don't need to see it. I don't need to hear it. I don't like it. It literally makes me nauseous, and I don't need to see her eat that nasty bite of chicken and then run in and hear her vomiting and then see her wipe her vomit.
Was that the first time he had sex too?
Yeah, he was a virgin.
Are you sure?
I'm like 99% sure that he was a virgin.
That is so fucking tragic.
Isn't that? Because I'm like, at least if all the siblings are fucking each other, do you think at one point or another Edward wasn't like, can I just take a turn?
Can he masturbate?
I don't know.
Did he not have sex? Because I guess he was 17 while he was alive. He only lived to be 17. So, and back in those days, probably not the vibe. I don't know. Okay, if it were me and I didn't know, like, if you could have sex in the same way, I'd be pissed if I got turned as a virgin.
Yeah. And never being able to have sex.
I just don't even like thinking about the whole anatomy of vampires because it really gets me upset.
Yeah, I can tell.
I don't like how the first movie or the Breaking Down Part 1 is just so hyper focused on that. Like, this bitch is crying because she has a sex dream. And she, like, wakes up. I mean, yeah, I'd probably be sad, too, if my husband wasn't wanting to have sex with me on our honeymoon.
Yeah.
Because I'd be like, bitch, what are we doing? Like, am I just gonna grow old and we're never gonna fuck? Like, this is no fun. I'm out.
Yeah. I agree.
Like, wait a fucking second. Okay, now I get why she's crying.
Yeah. No, I understand. And then when
That's so depressing.
And then when Jacob's like, you guys won't even have a real honeymoon, and she's like, it'll be as real as anyone else's. Why are you so concerned about their sex life?
He'll kill you.
Is that because
you'll kill her?
Is that because you're also a virgin?
Probably until he fucks her child. Like, this shit, I don't even feel like you and I are being vulgar. We're just stating the fucking facts.
Yeah.
Like, all these siblings are fucking each other. Then you have this motherfucking werewolf that wants to fuck Bella's egg that's in her sack.
She doesn't have a sack. Her ovaries.
Her ovaries. Whatever. This shit is so fucking wild. Stephanie, you are on some shit. Here's my question, though. If Edward didn't somehow, anatomy be fucking damned, get Bella pregnant, would they just have never had sex? Because, wait, okay, so the only reason why Edward turns Bella is because she literally almost dies giving birth to their
No, he was going
Satan's
to turn
bomb.
her after their honeymoon because she didn't want to be, like, writhing in pain and, like, dealing with being a newborn on their honeymoon.
Oh, yeah.
So he was going to turn her after. So it was kind of like, we're going to go on this trip together, and then when we get home, we'll do this. But it just kind of sped up the process.
Well, what the fuck is the point of that?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, postpone the honeymoon. You don't need to go right away, in my mind. I'd rather do that so then we can have it all at Fuckfest when we're on our honeymoon than being like, I can't even touch you and we're just gonna play chess on the beach. I'm sorry, I don't want to do that on my honeymoon.
And the fact that she's like having a mental fucking breakdown when she's like going to shave her legs. It's like, bitch, you should have already done that first.
Oh my god.
Did you not shave your legs and your pussy before your wedding? Because, I mean, you should have gotten a full-blown wax. Like, Alice should have been on top of that shit as a maid of honor.
Yes.
She should have been like, we're going.
Yeah.
She already seems too involved in her brother's, like, sexual endeavors, so I don't think it would have, like, crossed any lines.
No. To be like, let me make sure that your wife has her bits waxed.
Like, and she's just having this fucking panic attack. It's like, you're acting like this is a first date.
Yeah, and how she's scared to wear the lingerie, which is literally like a little slip dress. And
Oh,
she's like
yeah,
embarrassed
bitch,
to
I would wear
it.
that to work.
Yeah.
It's a tank top. And now she just like has her ass out like, and he just covers her up. What a fucking chode, Edward.
Yeah, I'd be pissed.
You cannot tell me that you saw her running at you with her shirt like that in New Moon and you were ready to fuck. On site. Right then and there.
Facts.
But I really don't think he was. I think vampires don't feel sexual urges like the rest of us.
But then after they turn, they both like can't stop. Even she says, she's like, I can't, like, we can't
I
stop.
still
How do
feel
we
like
stop?
she's really horny and he's still not. I think Edward is just like always ready for death. Like that's his main emotion.
That's
and then
his
horny is
sexuality.
like, he's like, I'm ready to die. And then like, I'm also a little horny. But I still really don't understand how vampires can be
That
horny.
is such a mood. Honestly, I'm ready to die, but I'm kind of horny. That is the ultimate mood.
I think that's why these movies are so popular right now on Netflix.
Because everyone wants to die, but it's a little horny.
It's like you're horny enough
Yeah.
to just like stay alive.
There's so much angst. Okay, here's my other thing. Creators, Stephanie Meyer, my ultimate question, like, yes, how does Edward get a boner? But also, is there not a better way to get blood into Bella's body except for her to drink it out of a sippy cup?
A styrofoam cup.
Like,
We had this qualm in the first
Did we
Twilight
really?
episode. Yeah, we were like, blood out of a plastic cup, maybe blood out of a styrofoam cup, jail.
jail time. Also, get the
That's
girl a metal
so
straw
fucking
so she doesn't
gross.
have to see it coming up. Get her one of these.
That is so rotted.
Yeah.
Nasty, wasty.
Well, and I'm like, people get blood transfusions. Like, Carlisle is a doctor. Like, he could easily bring the equipment home. He has, like, a fucking birth setup for Bella. So I'm like, he could easily just transfuse the blood, couldn't he? Like, why does she have to drink it?
Well, it has to go to her tummy. See, that's the other thing that I don't even understand regular human anatomy, let alone vampire anatomy. But like, so whatever you consume, the baby consumes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because of the umbilical cord.
Mm-hmm. But
Shit's fucking wild, actually, when you think about it.
if the baby just drank her blood, she could just supply her body with more blood for the baby to drink.
The baby's just like eating her.
Yeah. Chop chop.
Yeah, wait. Is the baby like, wait, what the fuck? See, this shit is so fucking wild.
Uh-huh.
And then when her spine just snaps.
And they all have like super speed, but none of them catch her.
Edward doesn't he like...
No, she literally falls on the floor before they all react. And I'm like, you all have like cat-like reflexes and you all just let this bitch crumple.
Like, they all just think that the blood is like really helping. I feel like I'd be throwing up just watching... Because Jacob's throwing up, like, watching her suck this.
And when she's like...
she just... Yay.
And then how do her knees not snap when she slams on them? Because I feel like that.
Oh,
would
bitch,
also,
that happened
like...
to me at the winery. Did I tell you about that?
No.
I fell.
Oh, wait, yes, and you showed me your boo-boos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My legs are figgity fucked because I fell full force onto rocks.
Yeah, that is...
Not even drunk.
That is
Just
tragic.
clumsy. I was texting and walking in heels.
That's
not a good idea.
Yeah, that's a tragedy.
That has nothing to do with Bella snapping her back.
But, like, it kind of does.
Giving birth. She's bone, skin and bones.
Yeah.
That's not how you're supposed to look when you're pregnant. That's all I know.
She looks crusty. Also, actually, hold on. I do have something else to say. I'm on Team Edward in this movie as well, of being like, if I have to choose between this baby and you, I'm picking you. I feel the same fucking way. If my husband is like, protect the baby first, like if I'm ever in a situation where I'm pregnant and my husband tells the doctor, like, do what you can to save the baby, divorce. Save me first. I'm sorry. You don't know this, baby. You are married to me. Maybe that makes me a selfish person, but I'm on the same page as Edward that if it was like my spouse, like let's say it was reversed and my husband could have a baby, I'd be like, I want to do what I can to save you. Especially with Edward, he's suffered. He's depressed. He's finally found his girly. And now she might die because of this vampire.
Satan's spawn.
Yeah, I'm with Edward in this one. Also, I really like his acting in that when he's like getting all like angry about it.
Yeah, and Jacob too. Like, I like how that works where they're both on the same side for once. Like, kill the fucking baby. Rosalie can get the fuck out with her pro-life ass.
Yeah. I get it. I get it.
Stand her.
Rosalie,
I know she would be a fucking Trumpy if she were alive today.
No, she would not.
Yes.
No, she would not. No, she would not,
Michaela.
because with her history with men, she would never support a man who has assaulted women. She would never stand by that.
You're right. I retract what I said.
So she might be pro-life, but I think she would never support Trump.
You're right. I retract what I said.
Facts. Rosalie, I get it. You've been through a lot of shit, but I don't want your opinion here.
Whatever.
Part 2. Do you know what I'm going to say?
No.
So, as you may or may not know, as Katie knows, I love a taboo, forbidden love story. I love a love that defies the odds and like has to overcome a lot. But the baby imprinting, too far. Too fucking far.
Yeah, bro.
It's too much for me.
I mean, we got siblings fucking each other. We got
like
17, 18-year-old dude dropping to his knees because he falls in love with a fucking fetus. It's problematic.
I don't care that she like grows quickly.
This is not.
How is a publisher not like, this is not okay? Like, okay.
How did no one intervene?
Hear me out.
There were so many people that this had to go through.
I know, and no one was like,
intervene.
Here's the thing, Stephanie, here's how you could have made it not weird. Less weird. Do an epilogue at the end of Breaking Dawn of being like, however the fuck old Rigatoni is. Let's say Rigatoni's 20 now, okay? And if Jacob comes over one day, and so they're both like adults, and he looks at her and she looks at him, and they have that moment when the imprinting happens, then fine. Not on the fetus. Not when Rosalie is just trying to cuddle her, like when she's fresh out of the womb. Like she just got her bath from the blood guts, and you're already like, I'm trying to fuck.
That's so inappropriate. Like, so uncalled for.
And also, I get it too. Edward is technically, like, whatever, 200 years old and Bella's 17. Honestly, that doesn't even bother. It's fucking fiction. Like, that's one thing. And I get it that even him imprinting on the baby is fiction. But it's weird. That's all.
Yeah. I think we all know that it was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Bad decisions were made in that regard. I totally agree with you that, like, it did not have to be the way that it was.
No.
You could have still wanted him to, like, or he could have still really wanted to kill Renesmee, and then, like, the vampires protected her.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like you said, he comes back later to apologize when she's, like, 20.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, shit.
And
or even you could have been, like, he always feels this, like, draw to protect her. And it's, like, fine. If he just feels like a protective figure over her throughout her life, fine. But this imprinting shit should not have happened until she was older. Edward in a hoodie is a whole other level of hotness. Katie and I talked about this off the pod. There's just something about seeing a man in a hoodie when you're not used to it. And as Katie said, when you're like all put together and then you see him just like casual like that.
And like the black hoodie with his skin tone. It just does something in his hair.
It really works. It works for him.
Him and Kristen both look really good in this film.
They do. They look like a true like Hollywood couple in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
The fighting sequence is great and the running shot is cool. I think we know this.
It's iconic. They had to do something because can you imagine if they would have just like stuck with the book and then like no fighting happens, no one dies.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about this, like they could have at least killed all the bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
But they wouldn't even do that. Like the Volturi is still alive and well. They kill no one.
Mm-hmm.
No one fucking dies except for that bitch that snitched.
Yeah. The girl from
Which,
Katie.
who gives a fuck? We met her in this movie.
Yeah.
Could have been cooler, but it was a very fun theater experience. You can go back and listen to me recount that in the first Twilight episode that we did. My sister and I went to see Breaking Dawn Part 2 in theaters, and it was fucking hilarious watching everybody scream and cry.
And my last one on that is once again the ending montage. We're big fans of montages here on Popcorn Chats, and this truly does, like, this montage really does something special when it's over 5 movies like this, and it is like an epic love story.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it really is.
Yeah.
So,
and like and
it was just an era.
It was an era. Like, we grew up with these films.
Mm-hmm.
The first one came out when we were in what, like 7th grade?
2008, so I don't.
And then we kind of like
school?
grew up with them. I think any montage is just cool because you think about like going to see these movies.
Mm-hmm.
Same with like the 50 Shades montage at the end that we've talked
Love
about
that.
before. Like, it's just special, and I think that's another reason why these are so popular on Netflix right now. It's just because there is such a nostalgia for these
Mm-hmm.
movies. I don't think there's a single person that is like, these are good movies now, but everybody is like, they're bad, but they're good. They're comforting.
Yeah. And I wouldn't even say that they're all bad. I do think there are like good elements to
Yeah,
them.
there are redeemable moments. I just felt like we had to cover these because literally everybody is blowing these movies up on Netflix
again.
right now. So
I have one burning question that I want to get out here. If you could pick, you have to be turned. So this isn't an option of like, I'm not going to get turned. You are being turned into a vampire. When do you choose to be turned? Like, you get to pick.
I think right now.
Wow, okay. Why?
Well, maybe not. I mean, I'd want to be older than 18,
Mm-hmm.
but like my breakup body right now, you can't really tell under all of my sweats, but I mean, she's kind of killing it.
Okay.
And that's what I'm wondering, like, what if somebody turns you when you're like a little chubby?
Like, if I got turned right now, I'd be pissed.
And then you're just like stuck.
Yeah. But I see that. And then at least then you're at a good age.
Yeah, I'm ready to be turned. Turned right now.
Yeah.
What about you?
21. When I personally was 21. And more specifically when I was fresh coming back from Florida, because I had a little bit of a tan. I'm a very pale person, so I was looking like a little tanner, which was great. I get that when you're a vampire, you pale up a bit, but maybe if I had a little bit more of a tan, it would work in my favor. Second, my body was the best it's been, I think, ever, because I got fit in Florida because I was walking all the time. I just felt like good about myself then. I felt hot. I was having a great time. And 21 would be a great age because you could either pass for being younger or pass for being older. So I could either decide, like, I just want to go back to college and dick around for years and go back to college. Or I could pass for, like, being a little older and enter the workforce and be able to, like, work an actual job. Or if I'm in college, I could go and study abroad. I could go and be wherever I want to be. Like, I just feel like that's an ideal age of the balance of being like, you have to do like some serious things, but you could get away with a lot of shit. Like, you're in the real world, but you're not. And I just felt like I was at my prime.
Yeah.
My hair also looked great when I was 21.
Oh, wow. Okay, should we do some fuck, marry, kills?
Go for it.
Okay, let's do the brothers.
Okay.
Jasper, Edward, Emmett.
Marry Edward, fuck Emmett, kill Jasper.
Same.
Yeah. Sisters?
Is Bella included in that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
Bella, Rosalie, and
Alice.
Alice.
I feel like this one's trickier.
I'd fuck Rosalie.
Yeah.
Kill Alice. I'm sorry, but like, she's so fucking annoying. And marry Bella.
I don't think I want to marry Bella, but I also don't want to marry Alice.
If Bella's running with her shirt unbuttoned, then I'm marrying her. I'm like so mentally unwell with that scene. Like, I think I need to bring that up with my therapist.
Maybe I'm marrying Rosalie, fucking Bella, and killing Alice, because then I don't have to like stick around with Bella. But can you imagine getting in a fight with Rosalie all the time and like hate fucking each other?
No, I feel like marrying Rosalie would just give me anxiety because we would fight a lot. And
I think that
she'd just always be mad at me, and I hate that.
But she's kind
I
of
can't even talk to people right now because I always think people are mad at me.
That's a fact.
Like, I can't imagine being in a relationship with somebody that's just like always in a fucking mood.
But Bella would always bring my vibe down.
Or I think I could bring her vibe up.
You could do that, I can't. So
Okay, well, I'll marry her.
fair.
Problem solved.
There we go.
We don't even have to deal with this situation because we both have very different tastes in men, and Mikhail's a straight.
I'm a straight. Fair.
It's like a slur. You are a straight.
That's right. Charlie, Carlisle, and
Jacob's dad.
No. Okay. Charlie, Carlisle. Why the fuck do they have basically the same name?
Carlisle.
But when you look at it on paper, it's like kind of the same looking name.
Sort of. Marry and kill.
Okay.
Oh, that's really hard.
Oh, you just made it difficult.
Okay, well.
Marry Carlisle. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Charlie. I do love you, but I think if it comes down to it, I don't feel like my lifestyle would be as compatible with Charlie as it would be with Carlisle.
Yeah.
And also, I kind of want Carlisle's money.
I want Carlisle's money and just like him. He's so handsome.
Yeah.
I would want to be like his Esme.
Yeah. How ideal, honestly. You get turned and you basically have a sugar daddy.
Yeah, and then you just have all these fucking kids that are like basically the same age as you, but you get to boss them around.
Can you imagine going over to their house for like a Thanksgiving? Do they not? Okay. What? Never mind.
Speak it.
I was gonna ask, do you think they've all... Because like you said, they're all like the same age. Realistically, they're all in their hundreds. So have they really do you really think that Carlisle has never looked at Rosalie and been like, you're hot? Like, come on. Like, you really think that they've never all looked at each other and been like, actually, you're kind of hot? Like, family game night. Strip poker.
I do not want to think about that. That's so weird. Why would you agree to do that? If I were a vampire, I'd be like, I'm not settling for this fucking family-ass dynamic. I'm not going to a fucking high school for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
No fucking thank you. That's horrible.
I'd be like, you gotta meet someone that can forge a document that shows that you're like 19 instead of 17.
Or just like, what are they gonna do? Track you down? Just outrun them. Like, there's no reason why these people have to keep going to high school and then they just have all these fucking cap and gowns.
That's a great
It's
joke,
just like,
though.
It's so stupid. It's like, you guys are acting so pretentious, like you're above everybody else, but then you keep going to high school like fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Wouldn't Edward want to go to like college? I feel like he'd be the type of guy that would want to go to college.
He definitely stutter. He definitely study like English literature and read.
I have to pee so
poetry.
fucking bad right now.
Of course you do. I am not surprised. I will just say vampires and werewolves, like, that never really did it for me. And even now, like, still when I'm reading like fantasy books, like, I don't seek out vampires. It's just not really my trope. But for some reason in these movies, I'm really into it.
Yeah. Stephanie Meyer, say what you will, but she started a fucking cultural reboot.
She really did. Like, for this shit to still be so popular. Can you imagine how much money she makes?
No.
Off of these?
No. And everybody's making money off the fucking royalties right now, probably. Tune in next week for another shit show. Because
we do not know what we're covering.
The odds of us getting our shit together by then.
But you guys seem to
bad.
like it, so the less prepared, the more people like it, so.
Yeah. LYLAS.
LYLAS.
Peace and blessings.